Okay. Hi. Um. So this is again a little later than I usually want to do these. I guess this is gonna become kind of a routine thing, ain't it? Sadly. But chapter 1051 dropped. Shogun of Wano, Kozuki Momonosuke. I was gonna do a color for this chapter, but I opted not to. And then, um, just a bunch of stuff. Just I didn't really want to do a video. I'm going to take a wild stab and say burnout is probably the reason. Even though my videos are not at all taxing on me or my ability to talk or anything, but hey man, burnout comes in all different forms of all different types. But we have chapter 1051 titled "The Shogun of Wano, Kozuki Momonosuke," and because of the fact that I am doing this video on Monday, as I usually don't want to do, we have the official scans, the Viz Media. So that's what I'll be doing this with. So let's start the walkthrough. We get a bunch of, we get one panel of showing that Momonosuke is in the flower cap. This chapter is completely almost dedicated to Momonosuke in the flower capital. Just straight up. We get Momonosuke saying there's no need to run. A few of the citizens are saying, apparently that big dragon wasn't Kaido. Wait, so there's two dragons? What does that mean? There's a bunch of questions. Everyone's asking everything. But Kinemon makes a statement. You two are famous in reference to Komurosaki Hiyori and Denjiro / Kyoshiro. You two are famous, but I wonder if any here remember the rest of us. And he hits the trademark Odin pose, one hand up, one hand out. And then we get to see all the rest of the vassals emerge, except Izo and Ashura, which is a bit disconcerting, because those two are the ones that we know that Ashura blew himself up, and it was a suicide maneuver. It was a move to take Orochi out, but it didn't, because Orochi survived, because Orochi's a scumbag. But Ashura did it knowing that he was probably gonna die. Izo fought the CP0 agents, which is, that's a pretty tough pill to swallow. Basically what I'm saying is we potentially have two vassals dead. And in this lineup, Shinobu is there over the two vassals that aren't there. So I'm willing to bet that there's going to be some kind of cop-out. They were just knocked out so bad that they couldn't move, and that's why they're not here. Or, in a very non-One Piece move, to try to make Wano a little bit darker than it has been for the past while, we kill off Ashura and Izo, which will lead to the issue of Izo is a Whitebeard commander. How the fuck did he die? Just done. Ashura kind of makes sense. He lost faith that the Kozuki clan was going to come back and save Wano. So it makes sense that his character ends with him believing again, which could be interpreted from him killing himself to try to offer the Kozuki clan assistance with allowing the raid to further. Izo, though, makes no sense. Just my 2 cents on that bit, because that's just something I realized on the rest, with all the vassals missing. Cat Viper is carrying Kiku in his prosthetic arm, which just so happens to be the arm that Izo lost. Not Izo, Kiku, sorry, so many vassals. So Cat Viper and Kiku lost the same arm, is what I'm saying. We get some, they put out a, visual snail, I guess. And it goes to Ringo, Hakumai, Kibi, Curry, udon, and Ibisu Town, all over Wano, basically. And we get to cut to Onigashima after that, because everyone's watching Momonosuke and the vassals as they walk through Flower Capital, and we get to see that the Straw Hats have a new issue, I should say. Yamato, talking as the son of Kaido, wants to join their crew. And we get a bunch of different reactions, like Nami and Usopp not really wanting it to happen because they're actually smart. Frankie just being an idiot, just on our crew. Sanji and Brooke being the pervs they are, saying of course. Robin just snickering because she basically did the exact same thing back in Alabasta. Just, yeah, I'm joining your crew. And Jinbei has, I think, the most respectful response out of the Straw Hats in both regards to Luffy and Yamato. And he says, it's nice of you to invite yourself on board, but it's the captain who decides that. And then we get to see Luffy's all... Chopper is working on Luffy, and Luffy seems to be alright because, like, Luffy's not gonna die. He looked perfectly fine after he passed out, just really exhausted. And then we get another catch-up, which is the Beast Pirates, who are still left, are, I'm trying to think of a way to put this. Okay, yeah. Let's just forget that I ever started saying that. Every Beast Pirate Smile user that Otama helped, or not helped, made eat the buns, has a month under her control, and that's it. Because she's a good character. She's not gonna enslave people. And then we get to what I called Abraham Lincoln level Momonosuke, which is him coming out and saying, I'm so glad that you've survived these long, difficult years. The Fire Festival is not ending. Starting tomorrow, you may do whatever business you like. You may drink to your heart's content. You will not have to pay for water from the earth, or fresh water. No poison factories will be allowed. Okay, I'm not going to read the fucking Viz translation for this because it's rough. You will be able to drink fresh water. The factories that have been a curse to Wano will be destroyed. There will no longer be slavery. And that factory thing and the slave thing hits with Tama because her mom and dad died after working in a factory. And we get a whole flashback for her. It's really sweet. And then we get to see that Tama is still thinking about what Luffy told her way back. And the full quote is, like, when he first met her, we'll make it so this is normal. By the time we leave this country, it'll be a place where you can eat as much as you want every single day. Which is, of course, what Luffy thought or said when he knocked out Kaido. His last words were, I want to make Wano a place where you can eat as much as you like. And fuck yeah. And then we see that Momonosuke is continuing to speak. And then we get the big reveal. After he consults with Kinemon, saying, I don't know what to say, and Kinemon just says, fake it till you make it. Momonosuke takes a very deep breath, and then he reveals his full form with the monologue. My father gave me a name that means invincible. Under my rule, this parched and ruined land will turn into a paradise on earth. Lend me your strength and let us work together toward this end together. I have traveled 20 years to save you all. From this day on, I, Kozuki Momonosuke, will lead the land of Wano. Or, Wano will be led by me, Kozuki Momonosuke. And then we get to see that the fucking Flower Capital loves him, man. Like, just straight up adores him. And an interesting thing that I want to note about the big reveal is it does fulfill Toki's 9 shadows or 9 forms prophecy, whatever, however it was phrased. But it's not the vassals. We're missing 3 of the vassals, I think. Because there's Ashura and Izo that I talked about earlier. And then, of course, there's the traitorous bastard. So that's 3. Which is replaced by Shinobu, Momonosuke, and who else? I'm forgetting. Why am I forgetting? There are 9, right? 4 on each side of Momonosuke. Let me just check before I start saying things that are incorrect. Raizo, Dogstorm, Kinemon, someone else is on that side. Okay, there are 9 shapes. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't remember all of them. Okay, I'm dumb. But yeah, this is. I very much feel like this chapter is very obviously it is literally a direct continuation. I feel like this chapter is very, very a sequel chapter to the last one. 1050 and 1051 go together very, very well. Of course they do. They're written back to back. They're meant to be. But like, I feel like they are just one extended chapter. And that's the kind of like, I hate saying it because it makes me feel ungrateful for the fact that we are getting One Piece content still, which is not at all something that should be taken for granted. But it makes the second chapter of the sequel, or the sequel chapter, feel a little bit underwhelming, even though this is the chapter where we got Momonosuke's outfit or design reveal. This is the one where he makes these declarations where he gets to say that he's the Shogun. But also, something that I didn't note was we get dialogue from the narrator saying that Momonosuke is or will become the best Shogun that Wano has ever seen. And that makes me feel like I might be completely off base. I could be very easily. But I feel like if that is true, it is in the chapter, Momonosuke's character as a plot device, let's call it, or even his character arc. His character arc was him going from this cowardly little kid to a man who can support a country to become a shogun, which is not an easy thing to do by any regards. But like, I feel like his character is pretty much done. Like, what else does Momonosuke really have to do? We got the dialogue from the narrator stating that he will become, or he is destined to become, Wano's best shogun, the man who's held Wano the best. We have his character calling full circle from the kid to the man who will support the country, like I said. There's just not a whole lot for him to do. Unless we're thinking like late game One Piece. That if there's going to be this great big war against like the Marines or the world government, Wano might lend an assistance. Momonosuke and the, what is it, like 6 scabbards at this point, will come to his aid. The samurai of Wano might, but that's all really, really far off. Like, as far as I'm concerned, Momonosuke's character is done. We don't really need to think about Wano once we leave it. Yeah, it'll be nice to think back on all the memories. Cool, remember when we punched a big blue dragon. But as far as, like, the characters coming back, I don't think a whole lot of them will. I think Momonosuke's doing this is a very obvious, I want to call it a send-off to his character. We might see him in the next few chapters talking to Luffy, seeing reaction shots during what is destined to be the exposition post-Wano. Because it does affect his country. We need to see him open the borders, which he might not do while we're here. It might be a thing. If he does come back later in the series, him being like, oh yeah, we opened Wano's borders so that we could come and help. So I guess me saying that Luffy was going to shatter the border of Wano by knocking Kaido into the magma off base. So yeah, that has been my thought process for this chapter. I swear, next chapter I'm going to try to do a color. I really wanted to color the panel that's on screen, the big reveal. I wanted to color that, but I just didn't. There's no excuse. I just didn't. But, yeah, and this is going to be one of the shorter talking streams because, like I said, this chapter is a direct continuation. Everything I wanted to say, I probably said last week. But yeah, if there's anything interesting that I missed, anything that you guys want to say, let me know in the comments. If you liked this video / stream / archive thing, let me know by hitting the like button. If you're new and you like One Piece, definitely subscribe. I do chapter reviews every chapter. Have been since like the 1030s, meaning that we're coming up on like 20 chapters that I've reviewed. That's something else. But yeah, until next time, stay safe, have fun, and read more manga. Okay, guys, bye.